Welcome to the channel. Long before cities, highways, or even the first humans, North America was sculpted by a force so powerful, so silent, and so slow-moving that it transformed the entire continent. That force? Glaciers. These giant rivers of ice-shaped mountains, dug-out lakes, flattened plains, and left behind clues that tell a story millions of years old. From the Great Lakes to the U.S. Midwest, the marks of the glaciers are everywhere, if you know where to look. In this video, we're going back in time to explore how glaciers carved North America into the land we know today. We'll uncover the science behind their movement, the landscapes they created, and how their icy fingerprints still affect us now. Get ready to journey through the Ice Age and see the continent as you've never seen it before. Glaciers are more than just frozen rivers. They're mighty, moving engines of transformation. But how do they form? It all starts with snow. In regions where snowfall exceeds snowmelt year after year, snow accumulates and compresses into dense ice. Over time, this ice builds up and begins to move under its own weight. Once in motion, it becomes a glacier. During the last ice age, which peaked around 20,000 years ago, vast sheets of ice covered much of North America. These weren't small patches. They were ice sheets up to 2 miles thick. The largest was the Laurentide ice sheet, which covered almost all of Canada and extended deep into the northern United States, reaching as far south as present-day New York, Illinois, and Ohio. As these glaciers advanced, they acted like bulldozers and conveyor belts. Their immense weight and movement scraped, crushed, and scooped up everything in their path, from soil and rocks to entire hillsides. This process is called glacial erosion. There are two main types of erosion glaciers caused: plucking and abrasion. Plucking happens when meltwater from the glacier seeps into cracks in the bedrock, freezes, and breaks pieces off. These pieces become embedded in the glacier and are carried along. Abrasion occurs as the glacier drags these embedded rocks over the land beneath it, grinding it down like sandpaper. This powerful combination carved out U-shaped valleys, sharp mountain peaks, and smooth rock surfaces. The Rocky Mountains and parts of the Appalachian Range still bear the marks of glacial sculpting. But the glacier didn't just destroy, it also created. As glaciers melted and receded, they deposited the materials they carried: gravel, sand, boulders, and silt. These deposits are called glacial till. They formed hills known as moraines, drumlins, and eskers. Moraines are ridges of debris left at the edges or ends of glaciers. Drumlins are smooth, elongated hills formed under the ice, and eskers are winding ridges of sand and gravel left by streams that once flowed beneath the glacier. Perhaps the most iconic legacy of glaciers in North America is the Great Lakes. These massive freshwater lakes, Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Ontario, were carved out by the retreat of glaciers. As the glaciers advanced, they gouged deep basins into the land. When they melted, the basins filled with meltwater, forming the lakes we know today. Without glaciers, the Great Lakes simply wouldn't exist. Glaciers also created countless smaller lakes and ponds across the northern United States and Canada. In places like Minnesota, known as the land of 10,000 lakes, these water bodies are the direct result of glacial activity. Kettle lakes, for example, were formed when blocks of ice broke off from a retreating glacier, got buried in sediment, and eventually melted, leaving a depression that filled with water. But the story of glaciers isn't just about landforms. They also shaped ecosystems, weather patterns, and even human history. As glaciers melted, they released enormous amounts of fresh water, which flowed into rivers and helped shape the drainage systems we see today. The Mississippi River, Missouri River, and many others trace paths influenced by glacial melt. The fertile soil of the American Midwest? That's another gift from the glaciers. As they moved, glaciers ground rocks into fine particles and deposited them across the plains. This rich glacial soil made the region ideal for agriculture and helped turn the Midwest into the breadbasket of America. Even today, we see the legacy of glaciation in how cities are built and where populations live. Major cities like Chicago, Detroit, and Toronto sit on land shaped by glacial action. Their locations along the Great Lakes aren't just convenient for trade, they're also built on stable, flat land left behind by the ice. Glaciers also affect our climate understanding. By studying ancient ice cores drilled from glaciers, scientists can analyze trapped air bubbles and learn about Earth's atmosphere thousands of years ago. This helps us understand climate change, both past and present. Though the great ice sheets of the last ice age are gone from North America, glaciers still exist in places like Alaska, the Canadian Rockies, and Greenland. These modern glaciers continue to shape the land and offer scientists a living laboratory to study the ongoing processes that once transformed a continent. However, they are shrinking. Due to global warming, glaciers around the world are melting at alarming rates. This not only contributes to rising sea levels, but also threatens freshwater supplies for millions of people. It's a reminder that these ancient giants, while slow-moving, are deeply tied to the health of our planet. In summary, glaciers were the master sculptors of North America. They carved out valleys, created lakes, deposited rich soils, and shaped entire regions. Their fingerprints are everywhere, from the Great Lakes to the smallest farm pond. So the next time you drive across a flat plain, hike a U-shaped valley, or visit a glacial lake, remember, you're walking through a story millions of years in the making. A story written not in ink, but in ice. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through deep time, give us a like, hit subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a new episode. Let us know in the comments. Have you ever visited a glacier-carved landscape? Where would you go if you could walk through the ice age? Until next time, stay curious, stay cool, and keep exploring.